Welcome back. Tony Benford and the LSU basketball Tigers loading the buses for D.C. earlier today. Hey, someone sent me Coach Benford's barber's info, by the way. Always fresh cut and a lineup. Looking good, Coach. As you'd expect, two heavyweights going at it. 14-0 versus 14-0, the two unbeatens. Clemson riding that 29-game win streak coming into this one. LSU riding the 15-game win streak dating back to the Fiesta Bowl win last season. Southern made it to the SWAC title game for the first time in 4 years last season, but the thorn in their side struck once again as Alcorn defeated the Jags 37-28 in Lorman. When I sat down with some of the guys recently, they shared some of their biggest takeaways from that experience and last season as a whole. If you heard what Louisiana head coach Bob Marlin had to say about having to go to the PMAC and play LSU, you'd understand why Will Wade was quick to brush by Marlin during the pregame handshake. Right here, Wade shakes with the assistants. Marlin, can you say awkward? Alex Lane going to be cheerleader tonight for the LSU Tigers, looking for their 7th national championship in the best 2 of 3 series here against the Florida Gators.
But I think we should be fine.
That was LSU head coach Ed Ogeron after the spring game Saturday on the health of his team. Turns out everyone wasn't fine. More on that in just a bit. Meanwhile, you could say the LSU baseball team almost felt cramped at Cliff Hagan Stadium in Lexington. The ballpark is known in the conference for its tight dimensions. Yes. This rule was not in place when you were playing. You were rough and tough. You were hitting quarterbacks wherever and whenever you wanted to. When you see it, what's your immediate reaction? I think we all agree that the rule is the rule, but when you see it, what's your reaction? Happy Friday and welcome into Sportsline Friday night. I'm Craig Loper. He's Steve Snyder. Steve, as the iconic Jim Mora once said, playoffs? Yes, we're talking about the playoffs tonight. On the road in College Station, the Tigers had lost 8 in a row on the road in conference play heading into this one. Under a minute to play in the first half. Tigers down 2. Tremont Waters at the top of the key. The 3 is good there. LSU was up 1 at the half. Second half now, LSU down 4. Aaron Epps. Count them here in the corner, 1, 2, and 3 with the assist from Waters. And what better way to finish things off than Missouri native Sarah Finnegan showing out on the floor. Double back tuck on her first pass, Pike double back on her final pass here. This was good enough for a 9-8-5 and to seal the win for LSU. The Tigers earned their 2nd straight postseason SEC championship. Picking up bottom 5. Tigers already down 3-0. Bases loaded for Eric Walker. Jonathan India sends it back up the middle. 2 runs would score. It's 5-0. Walker 4 2/3 innings pitch, 5 hits, 5 runs, 6 Ks. But wait a second, it's 6-2 in the bottom of the 8th, and the Tigers finally wake up. 1 out, Josh Smith, it's a 2-run blast to right. That one made it 6-4. Still 1 out, Bo Jordan. You know, he's at the plate and says, what the heck, I want to try that too. It's another 2-run home run, tied the game up at 6. Starting to see a trend here. This time, Cole Freeman blasted to left center. The Tigers take an 8-6 lead. They had 3 2-run homers all in the same inning. New Orleans didn't get off to a good start last night. First Saints series, it's scoreless at this point. Breeze looking for Ted Ginn Jr. Instead, he finds double coverage. The rookie out of Florida State, Derwin James, with the INT. The defense would hold the Chargers on the ensuing drive, but here on LA's second drive, it's a handoff to Detrez Newsome for the 5-yard score. That made it 7-0 Chargers. Now the offense would finally make some headway early in the second quarter. Saints in the red zone, Alvin Kamara from just a couple yards out to make it 7-6 after a failed 2-point attempt, 1 of 4 on the night. Right before half now, QB switch. Tom Savage in the game, down the sideline, finds Tommy Lee Lewis, drops it right over the shoulder. Great catch. New Orleans would take the 14-7 lead into the half. Zachary didn't fall behind much this past season, but if and when they did, Chandler Whitfield felt like that was his time to shine and turn things in the right direction.
Personally, myself, I think that, my speed can change the game. Whenever we down, I feel like I'm that guy that can pick the whole team up and just get us going.
He's just as fast on the football field, fully padded up as he is on the track, and that's a huge weapon right there for a guy to be that fast all the time.
Listed at 5'8", 155 pounds, Whitfield knows how to use his strengths. He's quick, dynamic, speedy, and shifty. In the receiving game, he accounted for 14 touchdowns and more than 1,300 yards. He's also been a dangerous return man that will have you asking, what just happened?
I love returning, because it's better than catching a long ball. For the return man, you get it yourself. That's you did that. And it's a big role to fill because, your team is counting on you to not make no bad decisions. You got to be smart, but sometimes you got to be risky too. It's God-given, I guess. You know, when I'm in the game, I don't really too much think. I just do.
It was electric. He's definitely one of those guys, like I said, that can he can be standing in the end zone at the end of a play quickly.
A two-time state champ, Whitfield says he takes pride in being named a team captain for the 2018 Broncos after an incident his junior year where he missed a workout, a moment that he credits to getting him back on track.
It did something to me. I was mad, but at the same time, I took responsibility for what I did, and I knew how much this team needed me.
His senior year, we saw just drastic changes in him, and you know, his concentration level on what was going on and what was important to him. He made big strides this year.
2 back-to-back, back-to-back.
Number 19 will without a doubt be missed. He put his stamp on his career at Zachary in the Superdome in the 5A championship game with 6 catches for 104 yards and a touchdown.
The bigger the game, the better he played. You know, and that's something that the big-time players are able to do.
Born in Plaquemine and raised in Baton Rouge, things weren't easy for Eric Walker. A rough upbringing spilled over in the form of an angry temperament and bad choices.
I was basically, you know, doing what I want to do, not listening to my mother. And, you know, I ended up in the wrong place, you know, committing crimes and stuff like that. And I lost my life basically for 13 years.
At just 15 years old, he was sent to prison for armed robbery, where he'd spend the next 13 years behind bars. But through his pain, he'd find his passion for the sport of boxing and an outlet to finally put all of his energy.
The way I used to look at life, it basically changed through boxing, because boxing teaches you discipline. You know, it teaches you discipline and responsibility.
Now at 33 years old and after climbing to the professional ranks, Walker trains out of Beat to Sleep Gym in Baton Rouge, is 13-0, and defends his WBC title belt this Saturday.
And I want to be able to show people like where I came from, you know, it don't mean nothing. As long as you work hard at what you do and believe in what you do, don't let nobody tell you the opposite, you know, you're gonna make it.
Walker now says his focus is living selflessly and giving back to others.
You know, my life is basically not important no more. It's about helping others, you know, because I was helped along the way. You know, going to jail at 15 years old, I couldn't have made it. You know, I had family still there for me, and I had guys in the institution who was able to show me the ropes.